life and work of Rizal, ito ay bumabase sa naging karanasan, achievement, and struggle ng ating pambansang bayani na si Dr. Jose Rizal. Kung paano niya pinagbuklod-buklod ang mga mamamayang Pilipino at sinikap na ipagtanggol ang ating bansa.
Good day, I'm Mrs. Jessica Benfer from CRIM 2, Set A. I'm here to introduce Jose Rizal. Jose Portasio Mercado Alonzo y Riolonda are also known as the Philippine National Hero. Rizal was a multifaceted intellectual and a political activist, best known for his political writings that inspired the Philippine Revolution. I believe that his greatest legacies were his two novels entitled No Limitang Here and El Filibusterismo, because through these writings, he inspired us Filipinos to fight for our independence, to gain freedom, especially from the Spaniards.
So good morning guys, we will talk about the life and works of Rizal, or also known as Jose Portasio Rizal Mercado y Alonzo Villalonda, a patriot, physician, and a man of letters who has been inspiration of the Philippine nationalist movement and known as the Philippine National Hero.
Jose Portasio Rizal Mercado y Villalonda, also known as Jose Rizal, was born in Calamba, Laguna on June 19, 1861. Known as the national hero of the Philippines, and was popularly known for his two novels No Limitang Here and El Filibusterismo, which tackled social issues of the Philippines during the Spanish occupancy era. He was executed on December 30, 1896 at Bagong Bayan, which is now called Cuneta Park.
Jose Rizal, ang pambansang bayani ng ating bansa. Bansang Pilipinas, bayani ng pagsusulat ng armas upang bigyan ng kapayapaan at kalayaan ang bansang Pilipinas. Jose Rizal is the best writer from the best to do some story or book. At si Rizal din ang may akda ng dalawang kwento na tumatak sa ating mga isipan. By ang No Limitang Here at El Filibusterismo na talagang pumatok sa bawat isip ng mga tao. Walang ibang isip kundi pakanan ng pamilya at kapwa Pilipino. Yan ang tunay na bayani. Yan ang ating pambansang bayani na si Dr. Jose Portasio Rizal.
Jose Portasio Rizal Mercado y Alonzo Riolonda is the main topic in the subject Life and Works of Rizal. He is known as the national hero of the Philippines and was popularly known for his two novels No Limitang Here and El Filibusterismo. These two novels tackled social issues of the Philippines during Spanish occupancy era. He was executed on December 30, 1896 at Bagong Bayan, which is now called Rizal Park.
Jose Portasio Rizal Mercado y Alonzo Riolonda, better known as Dr. Jose Rizal, our national hero. Siya yung bayani na hindi gumamit ng physical na lakas at sa halip ang kanyang ginamit ay ang kanyang kagalingan sa panunulat at katalinuhan upang buksan ang kaisipan ng bawat Pilipino na ipagtanggol ang kanilang karapatan sa sarili nilang bansa laban sa mga mananakop.
On June 19, 1861, Jose Portasio Rizal Mercado y Alonzo Riolonda was born in Calamba in the Philippines, Laguna Province. A brilliant student who became proficient in multiple languages, Jose Rizal studied medicine in Manila. In 1882, he traveled to Spain to complete his medical degree.
The Life of Rizal course is a long reading from Rizal's birth to his execution. The subject requires too much patience to finally understand, but it is somehow interesting to know about his life.
The subject Rizal was mandated by the law, the RA 1425, also known as the Rizal Law, and not included in the curricula of all public and private schools, college, and university courses in the life, work, and writings of Rizal, particularly his novel, No Limitang Hiri and El Filibusterismo, authorizing the printing and distribution thereof and for other purposes.
Si Rizal ay isa sa mga taong nagsimula ng revolusyon laban sa mga Kastila. Si Rizal ay nag-aral ng medisina upang magamot ang kanyang ina na may kapansanan. Siya ang nagmulat sa mga mata ng Pilipino upang makita ang maling mga gawain ng mga Kastila laban sa mga Pilipino.
Rizal was a polyglot conversant in many languages. He attended the University of Paris and earned a second doctorate at the University of Heidelberg. He was a diarist, essayist, prolific poet, and novelist whose most famous works were his two novels, No Limitang Hiri and El Filibusterismo. Won a lot of literary contests during his high school days. He became the most intelligent student when he was at Ateneo.
Good day everyone. Ito nga po pala introduction natin about Rizal. Una, sino nga ba si Rizal? Rizal was a Filipino nationalist and polymath during the tail end of Spanish colonial period of Philippines. He is tagged as the Philippine national hero. Pangalawa, what did Rizal do for our country? Jose Rizal is one of the most revered figures in Philippine history. He was a multifaceted intellectual and a political activist, best known for his political writings that inspired the Philippine Revolution and ultimately led to his execution by the Spanish colonizers. Pangatlo, what is the importance of Rizal's subject? It is important to study the life of Rizal because of his input towards the independence of Philippines. He close to fight for his country through knowledge and the power of letters. He noticed the continued suffering of his countrymen at the hands of the Spaniards and sought to put an end to his situation.
Good day, sir. Isang malaking thank you sa iyo dahil kahit na ang taon na ito ay isang malaking problema sa lahat, hindi pa rin naputol yung pagtuturo mo kahit na minsan mahirap unawaan yung ibang topic. Minsan naguguluhan dahil sa online class. Hindi sigurado sa mga naisip kaya minsan nalilito kung ito pa English, sir. Marami akong natutunan kahit ganun pa man. Sa mga video presentation na pinapagawa mo, sir, isang thrill na rin sa utak ko na narinig ko ito dahil magagamit ko sila sa future kung ako man ay mag-shift sa pagiging teacher. Joke po. Salamat, sir, sa subject na si Rizal dahil sa kanya naging inspirasyon ko si Rizal sa kanyang katanyagan at pagiging isang alamat ng Pilipinas. Thank you, sir. God bless.
I had learned a lot while studying this subject. I've gained knowledge about Rizal's life and his contribution to our country. I've seen Rizal, our hero, in a different perspective. While some of us may just know him as our national hero, but for me, I've realized that Rizal, just like some of us, he's had his struggle and triumphs.
Natutunan ko sa Rizal, si Jose Rizal ay isa sa pinakanilirespeto at hinahangang tao sa kasaysayan ng Pilipinas. Isa siya sa mga nagpamulat ng mga Pilipino kung ano ang totoo niyang nangyayari sa pamamagitan ng pagsulat kung saan naging dahilan ng pagpatay sa kanya ng mga gobyernong Espanyol.
I learned about the subject of Rizal. Dr. Jose Rizal was deemed to be the height of maladministration of Spain, and Filipino people suffered intensely beneath the bondage of Spain. And Dr. Jose Rizal was an exponent of the roots of our nationhood. Dr. Jose Rizal was chosen the greatest national Filipino hero. Dr. Jose Rizal was right about El Filibusterismo to be free the Filipino people under the Spaniards.
I learned in this subject is about the poem For la Education Receive Lustre la Patria. Through education, the motherland receives life. Those poems shows Rizal high regard for education. He strongly believed in the important role which education plays the development and progress of nation.
Ang natutunan ko sa subject na Rizal, si Rizal ay isang bayani na gumagamit lamang ng isang papel at isang panulat para lumaban sa mga dayuhan.
Marami akong natutunan sa subject na Rizal. Isa na siguro dito ay yung kung paano pinagsikapan ng ating pambansang bayani na si Jose Rizal na mag-aral sa ibang bansa para lamang sa ating bansang Pilipinas.
Rizal is a brilliant student who became a proficient in multiple language. Jose Rizal studied in Manila. In 1882, Jose Rizal traveled to Spain to complete his medical degree.
Ang aking natutunan sa subject na Rizal ay ang pagiging isang mabuti at masipag na tao. Sa mga akda na sinulat ni Rizal, siya ang nagpakita ng kasipagan, kabutihan, katapangan at ang pagbubukas isip sa lahat ng bagay na maaari kong isabuhay sa pamamagitan ng pagtulong sa lipunan kahit man maliit ang aking galaw.
Ang natutunan ko sa subject na Rizal ay kung paano pag-aralan ng buhay ni Rizal at kung ano ang kanyang nakaraan.
Sa Rizal, when all he needs is to write an literature, poem, essay, and novel. It is through his writing that he revealed how cruel and abusive the Spaniards, truly in their treatments of the Filipino people. He also enlightened his fellow countrymen to take up arms and stand for their life.
What I've learned about life and works of Rizal. I learned a lot more things like on how he keep his personal life away from his work and while he lived in a tumultuous times as Rizal. It is important to him to keep distraction away from every work day. And Rizal was so focused on his work that he did not allow his loved ones or even his own preferences or emotion in a way. And also I learned to him that education is more important rather than anything else, especially to us as a youth, for us to change our life on what we see as negative things or thoughts nowadays, and to focus on the good sides or good things of life for us to achieve our dreams or profession we wanted to be in a future.
Ako nga pala si J.Rat Nino. Ang aking natutunan sa subject na Rizal ay ang pagiging makadiyos. Natutunan ko sa lahat ng katangian ni Jose Rizal ang pagiging makadiyos. Ang hindi ko makakaligtaan. Uwaran siya ay punong-puno ng pananampalataya. Kung atin mapapansin, halos wala siyang kinakatakutan dahil alam niya na Diyos lamang ang kanyang masasandalan. At sana, hindi lang manatili sa libro at sulatin ang hadikain na nais pabatid sa atin ni Rizal. Naway isa puso at isagawa natin ang mga pagbabago na nais niyang masilayan sa ating bayan. Yun lamang po.
For those who will take the subject Life and Works of Rizal sooner or later, it is your chance to be enlightened on what Rizal did for us and our country. For me, studying the life and works of Rizal is such an interesting thing. Not just because he is our national hero, but because he is someone we should look up to, idolize, and learn from. I think that we should also try to do something for our country and its people, even in the smallest things, like Rizal did. And remember, studying is not hard if you study harder.
As a student, studying life and works of Rizal is really important. Because for an example, don't know what Rizal really is, and what if in the future someone will ask you, who is Rizal? Will you only answer that he is our national hero? No, it is not enough. We should know his life, not just because he is our national hero, but because he is part of our freedom.
Katulad ni Dr. Jose Rizal, ikaw din ay maaaring maging kagaya niya at maging isang mas mahusay na bersyon ng iyong sarili araw-araw. Kung sa pamamagitan ng pagkuha ng online or after-hour course sa lokal na universidad, makakahanap ka ng bagong mong libangan o maging bahagi ng isang samahan upang maglibang. O hindi kaya, ituon ang oras sa pagbabasa kaysa naman sayangin ito sa harapan ng telebisyon o smartphone. Gamitin natin ng tama ang bawat oras o panahon upang mapabuti natin ang ating kasanayan at maabot ang ating minimithing pangarap.
taking the course Rizal's Life and Works makes you want to know more something bigger about Rizal's life. Just make sure that your mind and body are working as one for you to be able to gain more knowledge. Me as a student who already finished taking this course, I assure you that some of your questions from past will surely answer those questions.
Rizal's life and history can be used in our profession to build up ourselves and to protect the nation from the threats like Rizal did to our country. Rizal's life has many crucial events that encourage us to pursue something in order to enlighten us. Sinasalaysay dito na ang pagtatanggol ni Rizal sa ating inang bayan na gagawin din natin kapag natapos natin ang ating chosen profession.
Hindi mo kailangan ng paghihikayat ng iba upang pagbutihin mo ang iyong pag-aaral. Dahil bilang mag-aaral, kailangan mong hikayatin ang iyong sarili upang mag-aral ng mabuti, upang ang sakripisyo ng iyong mga magulang ay hindi masayang.
Studying the life of Rizal is a motivation to a Filipino student that taking up any course because it gives a lot of information about the works, the writings, the travel, and lives of Rizal in the Philippines and other nations. It was worth to remember our national hero and other categories that devote their life for the freedom of Filipino people from the Spanish colonizers, and appreciate all the things that Rizal fighting and dying for. He fight to inspire using a pen, because for him, pen is mightier than a sword, and he proves it. You can be the better version of yourself once you step out on your comfort zone and see the reality.
Ang aking advice para sa mga susunod na mag-aaral sa buhay ni Rizal ay ugaliing magbasa ng inyong mga leksyon. Unawaing mabuti ang lahat ng mga mahahalagang pangyayari sa buhay ni Rizal. Ang lahat ng matututunan habang tinatalakay ang inyong mga aralin ay gawing inspirasyon upang magtagumpay kayo sa inyong buhay.
Good day everyone, I'm Mrs. Mino Jr. from Set A CRIM 2. The lack of understanding of Rizal. In my modest opinion, Rizal was a writer and sappers. The irony of being a national hero in our country, where most people do not like to read and write. Dapat sa panahon ngayon, huwag maging tamad dahil tayong mga kabataan ang susi sa tagumpay at kinabukasan ng ating bayan. Noong panahon ni Rizal, nilibanan niya ang mga Spaniard gamit ang kanyang kaalaman at talino sa pagbabasa at pagsusulat. Sa panahon naman natin ngayon, tayong mga kabataan, dapat gamitin natin ang ating kaalaman sa mas ikabubuti ng lahat at para na din sa mga goal natin sa buhay. Thank you.
Ang aking advice para sa mga susunod na kukuha ng subject ng Rizal ay kailangan i-ready ang inyong isipan at ugaliing mag-advance reading palagi upang mas lalong maintindihan ang lesson. Importanteng magbasa palagi ng lesson upang hindi makalimutan ng inaral sa buhay ng ating pambansang bayani na si Dr. Jose Rizal.
Ang advice ko sa susunod na henerasyon ay bigyan natin ng pansin at pahalagahan ang kasaysayan ng ating mahal na bayani na si Dr. Jose Rizal. Balikan at pag-aralan natin ang kanyang mga gawang nobela. Tularan natin siya at gawing inspirasyon dahil sa kanyang katalinuhan at kabayanihan.
For me, as a student, who currently taking up life and work of Rizal subject, I realized that learning Rizal's life will lead you to a good day, not only educating yourself but also others. I encourage you to take this subject seriously because it makes us more patriotic. It allows us to become better citizens for our country.
I would like to thank especially God for helping in guiding me for my presentation, and also thanks my classmates, friends, family, and my special someone for giving me some ideas in support for this presentation, especially to Dr. C.P. Rizal for giving inspiration and sacrificing himself to our dream.
Bilang isang kabataan at isang mag-aaral, hinihikayat ko ang kapwa ko kabataan at mag-aaral na pag-aralan ang tungkol sa buhay ni Rizal, to know his life and works, and to have some information and to motivate us about his life. So, dito rin natin malalaman ang mga tula na ginawa ni Rizal. At dito rin natin malalaman at mas maiintindihan, maunawaan ang dalawang kwento na tumatak at tatatak sa ating mga isipan na ang Il Filibusterismo at Noli Me Tangere. Kaya tara na, patuloy natin pag-aralan ang buhay ni Rizal
ang ating pambansang bayani na si Dr. Jose Rizal.
We should all take Rizal course seriously, not only because it is mandated by law, but because you can gain significant learnings contained within the course itself. Also, it is very interesting and inspiring to see how Rizal and our co-Filipinos stood up and fought the brutality and the corruption of the Spanish government to achieve the total freedom for the country.